into the schedule, but welcome. I want to welcome our guests, our panelists, and to open the discussion on, I call it SECTT, that's what we call it in our organization. Sexual exploitation of children in travel and tourism. I want to make 3 points from a study that we did recently as ECPAT. And the study showed that tourism in Africa has more than tripled in the last 20 years, which means we've been growing in tourism. But as tourism has been growing, also has SECTT, that is sexual exploitation of children in travel and tourism. Another point is that advances in technology have contributed heavily to SECTT, the exploitation of children in travel and tourism. And to begin our discussion, I want to give our participants or panelists a time to just say in 5 minutes what it is that their various departments are doing. And I'll start with Mr. Ramkissoon Abhishek.
Hello everyone. So I am from the Child Development Unit, which is under the aegis of the Ministry of Gender Equality, Child Development and Family Welfare. At the Child Development Unit, we have the mission to protect the rights of the children as per the conventions of children's rights that were signed by the country, and also the African Charter for the Convention of the Children's Rights. The different departments which operate under the CDU are the Child Protection Services, which we have 6 branches all around the country. We have the aim to protect children against all forms of abuse, violence, physical, verbal, children who are neglected by their parents, who are abandoned. We cater for their needs, we take them under our supervision, and we have residential institutions where we place them so that their needs are met and they are given a proper environment to thrive. We have also different departments which cater for the early childhood development of children. We also have a special department which caters for the commercial and sexual exploitation of children, as well as international abduction. We have also a department which occupy adoption units and foster care units, where we give children who are deprived from parental care parental attention. We send them in foster care families. We also have a unit which is called the mentoring unit, whereby children who have some behavioral issues, we try to provide them with a mentor who guide them through their daily routine, their activities at school, and their relationship with the parents. So we have various activities and departments, sensitization campaigns which are ongoing at school, in the community, at various levels. So mainly we occupy children, and we see to it that their rights are respected, they are protected, the children are protected, and they are not subject to any form of violence.
Just ask a follow-up question to you. It appears you deal directly with children who've been abused, who've gone through exploitation. In your opinion, is there child exploitation in the travel and tourism sector in this country?
Not particularly in this country, because we don't really get too many cases, especially in the field of travel and tourism. But we do have some cases which I unfortunately can't reveal their confidential information. But we do tend to have 1 or 2 cases.
So in those 1 or 2 cases, what do you think have been the contributing factors to this phenomenon?
So the 1 or 2 cases, we have noticed that there are some parents who try to take advantage of the position of some other people, like tourists and people operating in hotels who have some connections. So I can't give too much of information, but I can say that the children directly are not are not to be blamed. It is partly because of some people who have pervert intentions, and partly because of some parents who do not really cater for the best interest of their children.
Maybe a last question to you. I come from Kenya, and you come from Kenya where we have beaches, the white sands and all that. You find the communities that live around those areas where we have tourists have the culture of tolerance when it comes to exploiting children and giving tourists access to their children. And it's actually seen as prestigious for a young person to be going out with a tourist from the Western countries. Is this happening in Mauritius, and what's your unit doing about it?
In this country, I can't speak for everyone, but part of my own personal experience, we used to go to the beach and we see tourists and we go, hey, hi, everyone, and that was it. We were cultured to have this, don't go near strangers. I guess it is still prevailing, but nowadays there are youngsters who are growing up, they are more open to experiences and adventures. But as far as I know, we did not have, until cases are not reported to us, we don't know what are the youngsters doing, like as they going out with tourists and all that. Whenever a matter is reported to, it is only then that we get informed, and then that we take actions.
So in short, what you're saying is it's not seen as prestigious going out with someone who's a tourist.
You cannot say it's not seen as prestigious, but if you are a minor, under 18, and you're going out with anyone, there are boundaries and restrictions that should be respected.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramkissoon. I'll go to Mr. Suraj from the police brigade. Did we need?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mr. Suraj Auheeburn. I'm posted at the Brigade for the protection of the minors, and I hold my PhD on a thesis of research specifically on human trafficking and migrant smuggling, the social legal aspects. And basically, I'm going to maybe we are not facing the whole lot, the main gist of the problem. Here in Mauritius, we talk about the internet and so on, but the security of the child. And when we talk about child, I can concur with my friends from CDU that we means a lot about their behavior, their conduct, family supervision, parents, teachers, and how they behave, behavioral aspect, how they behave. And we don't only focus on girls, it's also on boys. And those youngsters, nowadays, talking about traveling, we don't focus only on buses, inland, outland, we say air, land, bus, walking. Long ago, parents used to accompany their children, leaving them to school, waiting as time when they are returning back. We have supervision. And what we can conclude is that if ever these children are going now to tuition, they return back alone at home, they come to meet all type of people, because every day you have the tendency to, what is practical, you leave your home, you go to school, you return back late, you have to attend tuition, extracurricular activities. So you have the habit, the tendency to meet people every day, and they can identify if ever you are vulnerable, yes or no. And these people, even if they are inland or they come from abroad, they can focus on your behavior and say, no, this girl or this boy, I can easily make her a prey or make him a prey. So what we do, we have community forum, we go to school sensitization campaign, This is what technically, practically the police do. We go on this front, even as we go to trafficking in person, trafficking in children, we go house by house, in house, we talk to those who are present, and specifically during the day here in Mauritius, nowadays everywhere is closed. You have to go odd hours in the evening or very late in the morning. And as my friend said earlier, we go on to beaches, the airports, where conspicuously we place posters, graphic television, where it is clearly displayed that we don't sell sex. Sex are prohibited. We have the articles, the law relating to trafficking in persons, and those children, when they are sensitized, they are well depicted, how the law operates and how they are protected. So when we deal with this type of trafficking, specifically with children, we don't, as Mrs. Nagar said, Dr. Nagar said earlier, the psychological aspect cannot be met by the police officers. We just tell them how they are vulnerable and how they have to behave in such a way as not to be a prey, because the offenders, they can change at any moment, as we cannot identify them easily. They can be close one, even parents. Some people where the parents give them the responsibility to take care of the youngsters, taxi, bus, drivers, teachers. I'm not telling that everyone has the same tendency, but at any moment in time, these flaws can be identified when we look into the human aspect and the behavior. So the police, we do our utmost best in collaboration with other stakeholders. We have, unfortunately, I don't see anyone from Person for Children.
They are clicking us.
So, the CDU personnel, airport on Mauritius, civil servants.
So people behind it actually hear.
All these stakeholders, we work in close collaboration with them so as to have an end result which is very positive.
Okay. And just to
Yes.
Just to follow up, I've heard you say that you work with a lot of stakeholders, you do creation awareness in communities. Yes. I just want to know about reporting. Do children come to report to you cases that they see, or maybe sex offenders traveling, maybe tourists or even local people? Are there many reports that you get directly from communities? That's question number one. And number two, once the few cases that sometimes do come to you are brought to you, is it very easy to prosecute? Is the law very strong on this issue?
At the very start, let me tell you, we have a protocol where my friend here present will confirm. If ever we identify a case, if someone comes to report a case, we will look into how it happened. As a very start, contact. If ever there have been someone who has introduced, there are many aspects of this type of offences. Normally the offenders, they are the close ones. If there's no assault on the person, but she's depicting a scenario and confirming that there's a case which can lead to human trafficking, we are every time that we go on workshop, on forum, we try to do our level best to lead into the inquiry for human trafficking. Because that, in this type of case, you have to go deep into the root, not just superficially, oh, you have been assaulted. This is a case of assault. this kind of sexual intercourse or case only on sexual harassment, everything like this, you see. And those victims, they have to relate the story. And at the very start, they come to the CDU personnel. They are, well, they have personnel who can answer the question, looking as enough evidence to confirm there's a case of trafficking, and then after having recorded a statement, we are referring them to the police. Even the Brigade, we don't inquire deeply into this type of cases. And if ever the offenders they are on the road or on the net, then we have other unit who will deal specifically with this type of cases. But we have very close follow-up, and let me tell you, we have started to inquire into trafficking in person cases, and even the court has punished those offenders.
Okay. Maybe one more follow-up question can be answered by either person. When it comes to maybe the cases that you've come across, even as a child development unit or the police, do you ever find a connection during investigations between the ICT and some of these cases? Like, do you come across cases where ICT was used or internet was used to facilitate some of these things?
Leading up to exploitation, I cannot confirm. But we have cases where ICT has been used to seek for victims, to make them a prey. Normally, false news, false start making them being interested in traveling or spending nice days in hotels, but making good friends, and then later they wanted to take get the victims and lead them to prostitution like this. But I cannot confirm exactly how many cases or how much the police has come across. How many cases the police has come across? You start an inquiry and send them a report.
Okay.
But we have.
All right. Thank you. Maybe now we can move to Ms. Lovishka, who comes from the civil society.
My heartfelt greetings to all of you. I'm Lovishka Soondur and I'm 20 years old, and I'm also a law student from Middlesex University, and I'm a representative of the civil society. So, well, I will just talk about the online concerns which is triggering children. So, many of you in this room are parents. So you are worried about your children, what are they doing online. Even I am a child to my parents, and they are just questioning me, what are you doing with your tablet, with your iPad, etc. So well, children do mostly researches, they go play games, they do of course researches, assignments, and all. Even I have a 4-year-old cousin. He knows how to unlock my iPad, he knows how to play games, he knows how to do voice search on YouTube. So it's incredible what this new generation is living about. So the online concerns are very, very staggering. So what are the online concerns? Firstly, I will talk about cyberbullying. So, do you know what is cyberbullying? Well, I guess everyone knows. So, cyberbullying is a form of teen violence that can do lasting harm. And then there are different forms of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can be in the form of sending inappropriate texts, and it can also be in sexting. So it is very serious, and it is an alarming issue, as cyberbullies think it is funny while it is not. It is cruel, in fact. So Being a staggering issue, it leads to anxiety and even suicide. A study has found that 19% of cyberbullies has attempted to commit suicide. So some organizations have set up some measures to protect against cyberbullying. The next concern will be inappropriate content. Sometimes children who misspell a website address or click on the wrong link might stumble on pornographic images or text. So anyone in the audience knows how can this be prevented. So it can be prevented like we use parental controls in our security software, bookmarks the child's favorite site, use blocking and filter software, check web browsers history often, and tell your child to tell about disturbing contents. And the next concern will be about malicious files. Malicious files means viruses, which they can steal your personal information and infect your computer. So, how can you be defended against your malware? You need to always stay up to date with virus protection software. However, I guess that parents need to indulge their children to be cautious about malwares, such as don't open pop-up ads, don't fall for free online contests, don't download programs or download programs from reputable sites. If you're using Apple, you just go on the App Store, and of course avoid file sharing. And one of the main concerns nowadays is sexual predators. I would like to highlight on sexual predators, since these people use anonymity of the internet to portray themselves. And their motive is very, very harmful. Their intention is to know where your children live or trick them to make face-to-face meeting. And a recent research on May 15, 2018 has proven that 6.9% of children are females, and they are aged between 11 to 13 years old. So they have become victims of sexual predators. And as a civil society representative, which I have been given the opportunity to talk about, my community provides National Computer Board, which educates senior citizenship how to use computer programs so that they can regulate children tasks online and all. So they are just being like ICT literacy program. And even they do teach like grandparents to talk about. And I would like also to highlight, which Dr. Naga has said, like people are becoming like very antisocial. Children is becoming antisocial. They are becoming. They are social.
They are not social.
Yeah, they are not social. So they are leading to an antisocial behavior. And it also highlights health issues such as sedentary lifestyle, childhood obesity, anxiety, depression. So that's it.
Alright. I want to thank my panelists, and I know we've been seated, you know, the whole day and you're sort of tired, so I want to open the floor for questions, at least one or two, if there are any, before we conclude the session.
Can I ask something to Lovishka? I can talk loudly. What I would like to ask is, you said you are educating the parents how to how do you educate them? Do you have any online packages? Like say as a parent, I don't have young children, maybe my grandchildren, if I want to control them. Do you have any packages online that I can visit?
Oh no, in fact the community centers offer the National Computer Board so that they can educate senior citizenship.
Maybe we could have something online so that we could access it and make use of it.
Actually, we don't, at our ministry level, we don't have it online, but we have process which are for the equal funding. So, yes.
Yes, I see one question.
Well, I'm Mrs. Dukitram. I'm representing the community center. I'm responsible for community centers in the southern region. So I would like to highlight on what Lovishka said, that we work in collaboration with National Computer Board, wherein we offer ICT courses to senior citizens, to children, to the youngsters, just to protect them, to give them the essential information about how to use the internet, how to use to go online. So by saying that senior citizens are benefiting from such courses, they are able to keep pace with their grandchildren. They are able to know what their grandchildren are visiting whenever they are online. So this is what I would like to add. Thanks.
Thank you. There seems to be no other questions, so I would like to conclude this session. And I just want to say, as a person who's come to visit Mauritius, I'm very impressed by the efforts I see. I see there's very good collaboration between the various arms of government, and there's also a lot of effort by civil society. And the fact that this is a tourist zone, and the cases of child sex tourism, exploitation, don't seem to be so many, alarmingly, as you may find in other countries. It's very impressive, and I just want to say, keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. We sincerely appreciate your commitment to this cause. Almost for 2 days now you've been with us. I hope you're having a wonderful time. Thank you very much. And to our panelists, we'd like to say a big thank you to you. And Hali Movement has a token of appreciation for you. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for your contribution.
So what is the